So I was out walking around this morning and I'm looking at the structure and I see this. I was like, what in the world is that? Well, I figured out what it was and it's not good. So I put that tar paper on just as an added layer of security there, and I don't know what's going on, but it did this. I don't know why. I swear I've seen roofs just put tar paper on and leave it like that for a while before the actual roof goes on, but something happened with this one. I don't know if it's the sun got wet and then the sun made it all nasty, but it's definitely not good. I don't know what this stuff did. It's just complete garbage. Got the old stuff ripped off and I went back and I patched a couple spots with some zip tape. I ran some zip tape down the sides. I just didn't want the water getting back behind the fascia until I get the roof on, which is going to be hopefully Friday if it doesn't pour rain. I got this side done as well, but I ran out of zip tape and I really don't want water getting down behind the fascia here. I know this is probably overkill and I'm going to hear it, but I'm going to freaking fill it up with some Lexel. Just right here at that crack. There's also some big gash marks where my nail gun was kind of shooting deep diver. Just gonna put a couple dibs on there. You ever flush money down the toilet? Yeah, that's what I feel like I just did here. So Jones is coming over tomorrow, so I'm trying to get ready for this shingling. I'm trying to find some knives. We're gonna need some blades to cut some shingles. And also I need to paint the fascia, because once the drip edge goes on, I'm not gonna wanna do that. So I'm gonna get up there right now and just grab a roller real quick and just bust out that fascia. I'm just gonna get up on the roof and just go to town and get it done right now. I forgot that I had the scaffolding set up back here, which is great for this back piece. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this back piece. I guess I'm just gonna do the whole dunk and run. I don't know. This roller's not the best. There we go. Oh yeah, now we're doing it. So I will say the worst thing about shingling is that you have to get your shingles up on the roof. That's the crappy part. The only good part is when you got a strong 18-year-old son to help you. I said, you want to make some money? He said, sure. I didn't even tell him what it was. He's going to regret it. You might want to change your shirt. It's going to get dirty. Look at this new shirt. It's got a cat smoking a cigarette on it. I don't even know what that means. I'd say we're putting this moto to the test, boy. That's a lot of weight, and there's 6 more to go, but I don't want to push it. That's a lot of weight in the back of that thing. That's like probably 500 or 600 pounds back there. So I'll meet you over by the structure. You want job A or job B?
All right, load the rest of the 6 up.
Okay, that's job A. Well, you can help me with job B when you come back. You know what job B is?
I don't want to know.
Charlie knows what it is. So now you can understand why your old man stays in decent shape.
Yeah.
Freaking hard work. You want to take that moto back around?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So we got our shingles up. I left 2 of them down just in case. Devin from Cervantes ordered it for me. So in case I have too much, I don't have to bring it back down. I'd rather bring maybe just 1 up. I got our drip edge. We have our nailers. I don't know. I took them from Jamie's. He said that he thinks 1 works. So I grabbed all 3 just in case. I got nails. I got an airline. Ray's going to bring his little red pancake in the morning. And I can't see this taking but a couple hours, really. I mean, once we get going, I think it's gonna go pretty quick, man. The only thing I need to worry about is if it doesn't rain. But one thing I can do while I'm waiting for Jones is I'm gonna make these starter strips. Instead of buying them, I just have some old shingles laying around, and I'm just gonna cut this lower tabs off, to give me my starter strip. So I'll just take a straight edge like this, put it there, and cut it. Maybe. This knife's pretty dull. There we go. And that will act as my starter strip. When I put that down, that'll be my first row. And then my shingles then will lay it over the top of it like so. And that way when the sun heats up this tar, it'll keep my first one from coming up. Well, one thing we like to do is blow off the roof in case there's any debris on it. Now, it did rain pretty hard this morning, so there's probably no debris on it, but I'm gonna try to get some of the water off, and I'm gonna dry around the edges. So once I put the drip edge on, I'm gonna zip tape that edge, and it's not gonna be, it won't stick to the zip board if it's all wet. Okay, so if I was a detective, I would look at these guns and say, okay, this one and that one have nails in them. So I would probably think that those two might be the ones that work. I think I remember this one working, and it's got nails in it. So I'm gonna take this one. You got the pancake? All right, he's got the pancake. Jones got a little compressor we're gonna use. You have no other tools with you.
You have my tools.
I do have his tool bill. I took it from the job. I guess the first thing we need to do is get all the shingles and get them up on the roof. I know it's gonna suck, but we'll get it. It's gonna suck. What'd you say?
They're on the roof already?
Yeah. You love me or what? Ron and I did it last night.
What?
Dude, everything's up there. Everything we need is up there. So let's do some inventory. Starter strips, shingles, Big 12, Lexol, hammer. What is that called? Blower, snips, more blades, zip tape, tape, another knife, gun, nails, tripod, airline. All we gotta do is start going to town.
Dude, let's do it then.
Let's do it then. All right, so we don't do tons of roofs, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory that everything runs downhill, right? So you always want to start from the bottom and work your way up, obviously, because you don't want to have any water getting underneath any of your material. Now, I did watch a couple videos about the drip edge. One guy actually put a bead of Lexol on here so that when it went up against the fascia, it kind of sealed it up in there. But then I was reading his comments and someone said, no, it's not the right idea. So I guess no matter what you do, someone's going to say that's probably not the right way to do it. But one thing I do think I saw a guy do is that he did keep it off the fascia a little bit. And the reason why is that if there is water there, it doesn't sit against the fascia, it kind of drips off. So I think I'm going to just go with that. I'm just going to hang it to where it's just off the fascia a little bit. And this first piece I'll just put flush to the end here. So that's there, that's there. I think that's it. Shoot it. And I'll just work it down a little bit like that. Is this how you do it, Ray?
Yeah. Definitely watch a video, that's for sure.
Okay. Put a couple extra in there just for measure. So we're just gonna finish off this piece now. You probably only need what, maybe 6-inch overhang or so, but this one's probably got like maybe a foot. And I don't really think there's any reason for me to cut that because I'm not gonna use that piece. So here I can go tight because remember I already have it gapped away. So Jones is just gonna go flush to the end down there. Yep, okay, I'm gonna hit it here. Perfect. Yep. Again, here's another spot where people kind of have different takes on how to do it, but I saw one guy do it. What he did is he marked this, he cut this piece out, and then he folded that around. So we're gonna give that one a whirl. So, oh my gosh, I'm butchering this thing. Wow. So that goes like that. Then this would fold around. So I did do this down here. I think that looks all right. I can't see, it's kind of shadowed. But if I can't see it, I don't think anyone else is gonna be able to see it. All right, got a hammer, and then yeah, just shoot one on the top there, Jones, and kind of hold that down a little bit. All righty, he's just holding off the fascia a little bit. There you go, perfect. All right, I'm gonna stay over here, Jones, and we'll just put the next one on the other side. The old Ray tree's getting grown up again. Don't have to cut it again. She's all hanging over. All right, Ray's gonna cut it up there. Don't need to go up there to cut it. He's just gonna cut a little strip off the back. I'll just fold that around again and it'll be great. Your cut looks way better than mine. I don't know. Oh, I don't need that. I got that rubber mount. There we go. And I'm just gonna put it like this and just, dude, rubber mallet's where it's at, bro. Now I am shooting this to the fascia, so it's gonna be tight there, but I was already thinking about too that this side's gonna have a gutter on it. So I think it'll be all right. All right, shoot one in the top there. All right, and then can I get that Lexel right? I'm just gonna put a little dab of Lexel right there. Lexel is the best. You like that?
Yeah.
I told Rowan make sure he doesn't cover it up yesterday when we were putting the shingles down. If I had more paint, I was gonna Ray is the best, but that's all I had left, so I just wrote Ray. So I figured any helicopters or planes flying by last night could see it. They're like, oh, my Ray must live there. As another precaution, we're gonna go ahead and just zip tape the edge of that drip edge, just in case if water was to get behind the shingles, it'll roll down and it will go across our zip tape, not go behind the drip edge onto our fascia. So we got our starter strips I made earlier, and again what this is going to do is that when this heats up, it's going to keep our first shingle from pulling up if the wind blows into it. So I'm going to start full shingle on that end with the actual shingle, so I don't want to start a full one down there with my starter strip because then my joints are going to line up and that's a no-no. So this is 19 foot. I got about 21 feet of starter strip, so I figure if I start full end down this way, I'll end up with like a 2-footer or something on that end, and that'll give me a good offset on my joints. So here I'm going to just flush this with my drip edge. My shingles are going to overhang 1 inch, but I don't believe that this needs to overhang at all. And I'm just going to go back, I believe about 3 inches or so. Now, you know what I do need to think about is where I'm putting these nails to make sure that the joint of my next shingle is not going to hit the nail or be in a nail hole, right? So there's got to be some type of maths on this, but I don't know what it is. All right, we made an executive decision. We're not going to worry about it. If it does happen to land perfectly where there's a joint right over the nail, all we'll simply do is put a little bit of Lexel in there, and then we don't have to worry about it. But I don't know if there's a way to figure it out, but I'm not going to waste my time doing it. So again, I'm just going to butt these. I'm going to flush it with the fascia, and boom. Hey, so I'm doing this ad for Connect Team. It's like this mobile app that helps small businesses like ours that aren't desk. You know, we don't sit at a desk. We're mobile. We're out and about.
Yes.
So it kind of helps you do like your payroll, like you can train, do stuff like that. And I think maybe you and Jamie should check it out.
Sounds techie. Jamie's out.
Hey, I was thinking, you know, with Jono kind of being late sometimes, what the boys don't understand is that it's so easy to keep track of our time because we can clock in and clock out on our phones when we get to the job or when we leave the job, so they know exactly what our time is going to be. And if we say we're going to be at the job, they will know that because they have GPS that shows where we're at. Now that we're doing, you know, more jobs at a time, that
let it go.
and with us jumping around jobs for the past couple weeks now, it's easy to communicate. We can all go on the app and see, okay, we're supposed to be there on Monday, there on Tuesday, there on Wednesday, so it's not like, oh, I didn't know we were going up to the mountain today. Yeah, you did. And scheduling is a breeze. That can actually show us, you know, what's going on for the week. And we can tell them if we're going to be in town, if we have to take off, or if we're going to be at the lake. So all joking aside, Jamie and Eric are phenomenal businessmen, and they know better. And so they already have Connect Team.
I got Connect Team, dude. It's got assignable tasks. It's got a time clock. I can track you guys everywhere. You can scroll through it and use it just as easy as social media. It's a no-brainer.
They know. Hey, so if you want to get your small business running smoother, just download the Connect Team app today. I've made it super easy. You can either scan the QR code here on the screen or click the link in my description. And also, just to let you know, the Connect Team app has a free version for companies with up to 10 employees or a 14-day free trial with no credit card needed. So as always, thanks to Connect Team for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to work. Okay, got our starter strip in and we're ready for some shingles, Daddy. So I was reading the instructions, and I know you think that's crazy. All right, Jones, write these numbers down for me, will you, bub? So we're going to cut one shingle 10 3/8, and then we're going to cut another shingle 29.
23?
No, 23, yep. So see if we do that once and see what happens. And like I mentioned before, it is definitely easier to cut it from the back than it is the front. So he's going to cut the first one at 10 3/8. Now he's going to cut one 23, And then because he's flipped over, he's measuring from the other side, because when this gets flipped back over, we always want our clean cuts against the edge. We don't want to have a cut against the edge. We want our cuts to be in the field. And I did get a comment on why I call him Jones. I don't know if we'd have addressed this situation or not, but his last name is Jones, so I don't know. I just went out on a limb and called him Jones. Should hear what I call him off camera. That's the best. I think reading the directions is good, because this is now our starter. So everything is offset by 6 inches, so none of our lines will ever line up. So my job is to make sure that when I nail these, I don't put any nails in those spots, because then we're gonna have that same situation. So I'm thinking, so if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So is 4 enough? It does say 6, but that's high wind. It says high wind warranty is 6 nails. What is that? 6 nails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess I just don't ever want to be, I just got to be back 6 inches on these ones. I don't know. Let's put our first one in and find out. All right, so we got a little ahead of ourselves. We need to chalk a line because we want to make sure that these things are running straight the whole entire way up. If we just butted it to the end like that, it's going to be no go. So these shingles measure 13 1/4. So we want an inch overhang. So we'll go up 12 1/4 from the fascia, 12 1/4 from the fascia. We'll chalk a line. We'll put our first one to the line, and then we'll go up a couple, just kind of what we call crotching it up against this thing. Just button up there. We'll go a couple that way, but then after a couple rows, we'll pull some numbers to our top, because if we're way off at the top, it's gonna look stupid. So if we need to adjust it a little bit, we can do that. So 12 1/4 rate, 12 1/4, we'll chalk a line.
All right, but here's the problem.
Oh gosh, what?
This structure isn't square.
I know. We'll get to that point. Maybe it's good that maybe it's out of square the way we need it to be out of square. I don't know. Good?
Yep.
Go. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my line like that, and then I'm gonna do an inch overhang on this side too. Wow, I know what an inch is. Woo! All right, so I'm gonna shoot this in. Now again, remember my drip edge and everything is kind of overlapping here, so I don't want to shoot it out too far. So I'm gonna come back in here, and I believe the nail line is on this tar, because I want to hit this one and that one. I want to make sure I shoot both. So I'm gonna go here. Okay, and now the next one I said I just can't be here with my nails. So I can go there, 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 there. All right, and then I'll go back with my starters. Boom, 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 and go. Do have our handy Lexel. You can see here, shot 2 nails and 1 folded over. So anytime I see that, I'm just going to play it safe and just shoot a shot of Lexel on there. So while I'm right here, I'm just gonna put all the patterns in. So this is my second row, and again, I'm gonna go out an inch. I'm gonna meet up with that one. Make sure I have my inch here. Out a little bit. There. Okay, and then we decided the nail pattern is probably a little bit more on the inside here, so I'm gonna go like just above the tar there. There. I can go here, and I believe I can go probably 3 there is probably good, because that's going to be my next one there, right? Okay, so before everybody goes and loses their mind in the comments, yes, I did a mistake. I did not put a starter strip up the sides of the roof. We did one on the bottom, but we did not do one up the sides, and I don't know why. I did it when I did the structure on the outside here. I did it, so I knew it had to be done. But I think I was in such a hurry to get the roof on that I just totally forgot about it. And the reason why you want to do that is it's a cleaner look, and when you're measuring your inch on each side, it's way easier. I'm not a roofer, but so I was going to save you guys a bunch of time of writing all in the comments that I suck. So again, I'm going to go inch. I'm going to get it there so I can go here. Ah! Rubber mallet time. Okay. Yeah. And then the last one. Okay. So I believe that's the pattern. Now I just need to go and do fulls all the way across. We're going good. We got the first, what, 5 or 6 rows done with all of our cutoffs. And I just asked Ray, I was like, all the cutoffs from down here, what are we doing with them? And he's like, well, I'm just using them again for down here. So he's just taking whatever's the longer ones and making the smaller ones to keep down the waste, because remember, we're making certain amounts over there. So you can't use these for there because that'll throw off your pattern. So awesome. Before we go too far, we're going to pull a number. We're both going to go up here to Pika, and we're going to pull a number, what we have from the fascia down to this row, and see how off we are. I hope we're not too off. I don't want to get too freaked out today. What do you have, Ray?
238.
I'm at 240. All right, well, that's not great. All right, I'm not going to worry about it. So we're just going to keep rolling. Maybe I'll try to, just as I get down to this end, I'll try to ease it up a little bit to make up a little bit of room to the top. So no one's ever going to see this. There's trees all around. The only way you're going to see is if you're on top of my roof or if you're in a drone. So that's what somebody would say when it's not perfect. I just pulled our numbers again, and I kept creeping that one up a little bit. It's getting better, but it could be better yet. So what I did is I went up 13 1/4 up off of this spot here where I've been putting the bottom shingle over there, and I went 13 1/2 on this side. So what we'll do is I'll just go to my chalk line on this one. That way, A, it'll be nice and straight, and B, it will also shorten up our gap to the top. All right, we're to the point where we need another stick of, what's this called? Drip edge. So this is where I told you that sometimes, and this is only the first time it's happened, knock on wood, but that nail is going to be right in my seam. So it probably would never be a problem, but it sure is not now. Booyah. And then we'll just take our next piece and lay it up on there. There you go. It's amazing how quick this will melt, dude. Like, the airline is just barely touching it and it's totally sticking to it. Like, it won't even come up. Perfect. So you roofers or anybody that's even smart that have been watching the time lapse right now probably just realized you're probably screaming at your phone going, hey DA, don't move so much. I've been going row by row by row by row, which is dumb. What I should be doing is putting this one in, and then while I'm right here putting this one in and then putting this one in, I'm actually doing 3 all from one spot. I could probably even do 4 from one spot, but I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. I like to move a lot because I've moved a lot. So sorry about that. But hey, we're got more about another half to do. So I'm going to try it this way now and see how fast it goes. Jones, like, I think that's how the pros do it. I'm like, yeah, definitely not the way I do it. I can't believe it. We're actually making our way to the top. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm spent.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Oh my gosh, we killed it though. All right, so this is the deal at the top. I'm either gonna put a drip edge over this, or I have that same steel that we used for the pole barn, the big drip edge. I may do something like that over it. But regardless of the fact, we want our next one to go up to this one. So Ray, I think we need to cut one like 8 inches.
Okay.
And that will be like, yeah, that'll go to there. And then I'll nail it across the top, put some Lexel on it, and then the drip edge is gonna go over the top of that to make sure that nothing gets underneath the shingles.
Okay.
I think that's how you do it. That's how some old man on this old house did it. So I'm gonna roll with it. I'm rolling with him.
Okay.
What's up? What are you doing here? Well, we got all that done, but now we got to put this last bit of drip edge on. And I was contemplating between the drip edge or this big piece of metal I got, and the big piece of metal looks not good. Right. So we're gonna do this drip edge. Now a couple of nails I put down, as you can see Ray is fixing, because I did put them a little bit low like an idiot. But we're just gonna put some Lexel on them just to make sure there's no issues for anything leaking. And they're not all exposed. A couple of them are like half, I think. I don't think it's too bad.
Hitting all of them.
Yeah, Ray's hitting all of them just to be safe. So we're just gonna take the same drip edge we have here. We're gonna put over the front. I'm gonna wrap this front edge around. I'll put some Lexel in there, so that way nothing leaks. But I mean, I think we're gonna be good to go. So, dude, I think she's sexy.
Sexy.
So sexy. All right, we got better get this other side done before it starts to pour rain. I ain't gonna lie, dude. I think it looks awesome. And I think it's done right. No leaks, no issues. Dude, way to kill that thing, bro. I don't want to brag or nothing, but when we were bringing up the shingles, I was like, dude, I don't think we should bring all of them up, because if we bring up too many, then we gotta bring them all back down. We literally have what, 3, 4, 5 shingles on the roof. 5. Dude, who's the man? It is hard to see, but I mean, that looks professional to me, bro. All right, well, I hope you had a blast roofing with Ray and I. I know we did. But hey, before we go, I partnered with REALTRUCK, and I wanted to show you this. They sent me this backflip MX4 hard tonneau cover, and this thing is so sexy. I want to show it to you. I love the sleek look of it. It's hard. Nobody can break into it. You can't cut it like some of those other covers. And I love the way that it works. Simply pull a little cord here, flops up, flops up. Pull another little cord here, flops up again. Pull another little cord, flops up again. What's cool from here is you have these little arms. You pull it up here, put that little bracket down, give it a little tighten, and you can do that on both sides and actually drive down the road with it fully up like this. Or they got some straps here. You just buckle this in, pull it tight, and then you can roll down the road like that. So you got a couple different options for what you want your bed to look like with the top on it. Hey, again, thanks to REALTRUCK again for the hookup on this backflip MX4 tonneau cover. It's fantastic. And if you guys want to hook up, check out the description. I got a bunch of discounts and promotions that REALTRUCK's running this month on tonneau covers and all things REALTRUCK. So check it out. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one.